What's up guys, today we'll be talking about a lot of different shotguns in the game and break down their damage per second and stuff like that. Mostly the Imperial Decree with Trench Barrel, which you can farm using Rune of Wealth and any green in the chalice. Then upon chest completion, you can then get the shotgun. So the main perk we'll be looking at on this is Trench Barrel with full auto and assault mag. Then also mine came with a handling masterwork. So overall pretty good roll, pretty much near perfect. I would rather have like maybe a reload masterwork, but that's not too bad. Also we'll be talking about Surrounded on threat level, then Swashbuckler on Imperial Decree, then also the OG EP shotgun, then also 1-2 punch on Last Man Standing. And we break down DPS and total damage output of all these different shotguns and comparing them in different situations. So if you haven't used Trench Barrel recently, they changed the perk up where it goes away after 3 shots with the perk. That also increases handling and reload speed for a short duration. So first looking at the damage without Trench Barrel in the shotgun, on the Ogre hits 4864. Now with Trench Barrel melee first, and now hits for 7295. So Trench Barrel is still that same 50% it's always been, but now it's only for 3 shots after you get the buff or after the 5 seconds expire. As you saw right there, the second I shot the third, it went away. Then it also says it increases handling, but as you see, the second you swap weapons, you lose the buff. So that must only be 80 speed, but at the same time, that's not very noticeable in PvE, and I'm not even sure if it's even true. I can't notice anything myself when testing. The last part of Trench Barrel says increase reload speed, so shooting one shot, reloading, and shoot another. Without, now with Trench Barrel, it takes the exact same amount of time. So once again, I don't think any of that stuff it says about Trench Barrel is actually true, just the increased damage. Now testing the rate of fire shooting off 9 shots without proccing Trench Barrel at all. That will take 7.25 seconds, which meaning without the perk, you're going to do 43,776 damage and 6,038 damage per second over that 9 shots. Before we break down Trench Barrel numbers, it hits 1197 on the regular melee on the Ogre. Now testing the rate of fire while meleeing, and then shooting 3, and then meleeing again, so all 9 shots are under the perk Trench Barrel. Including the melee damage in my calculations, that will take 9.634 seconds, which means with Trench Barrel you're going to be doing 69,246 damage and 7,188 damage per second. So both the total damage and damage per second went up with the perk. Now comparing that to the OG EP shotgun, which was the original gun in the game with Trench Barrel, hits 2742. Now proccing Trench Barrel by meleeing first, and now hits for 4,112. So once again, testing the rate of fire of EP shotgun. First, just shooting all 9 shots without the perk. You're going to do 24,678 total damage and 7,153 damage per second without proccing Trench Barrel. Now doing the same thing, testing the rate of fire while meleeing every 3 shots that have Trench Barrel in every single shot, including the melee damage. That's going to take 6.35 seconds. Which means with Trench Barrel on the EP shotgun, you're going to do 40,599 total damage, then 6,394 damage per second. So once again, the total damage went up by a little over 50%, but now the DPS actually goes down on this type of shotgun with Trench Barrel. Next shotgun up will be the threat level with Surrounded, then also Surrounded spec as you see right here. And then testing on the Ogre with Surrounded, I hit 4198, and testing the rate of fire shooting off 9 shots, see how long that takes. It takes 3.467 seconds, meaning the total damage with Surrounded proc will be 37,782, then the DPS will be a little under 11,000, but keep in mind that's only with Surrounded, which you need 3 or more enemies nearby, so you won't proc that too often with bosses. Last shotgun we're going to break down is Last Man Standing with 1-2 punch, which you guys don't know what 1-2 punch is. After landing every pellet in a shot, you do increase melee damage. So looking at that, the shotgun hits 4632, then the melee hits for 3591. And for the final time in this video, testing the rate of fire shooting 5 combos of the shot then melee, see how long that takes. That's going to take roughly 5.684 seconds, meaning with 1-2 punch you're going to do 41,115 damage, then 7,233 damage per second over those 5 combos. So recapping the DPS of these 4 shotguns, Surrounded threat level will be the highest, but keep in mind that's only with 3 or more enemies nearby. Then Last Man Standing with 1-2 punch and Imperial Decree with Trench Barrel are very close. Then EP shotgun with Trench Barrel is actually the lowest at roughly 6.4 thousand. Next thing I want to talk about is the total damage output of these 4 weapons. So first with Imperial Decree and Last Man Standing, you can only hold 18 ammo total with no reserves. Then with threat level and EP shotgun with no reserves once again, you can now hold up to 25. As you see right here, I have 25 in both. So looking at the total damage output if you shoot the entire reserves under all the perks, Last Man Standing wins with almost 150,000. Imperial Decree is shortly behind with almost 140,000. Then EP Shotgun and Threat Level, which are both 140s, are a lot lower. And once again, keep in mind Threat Level is with surrounded on every single shot, which will not probably happen ever in the entire game. Another perk I think is worth mentioning in this video is Swashbuckler on the Imperial Decree. Then I also have Feeding Frenzy on mine, but you can also get Full Auto or Grave Robber, which are both very good in their own right. And Swashbuckler, if you don't know, it works pretty much like Rampage, but with 5 stacks instead of 3, where every time you get a kill, it goes higher and higher, up to ×5. But the thing that makes Swashbuckler really good for shotguns compared to something like Rampage is that a melee kill procs the entire 5 stacks instantly, as you saw right there. Then on the Ogre with the 5 stacks, I now hit for 80,025. So Swashbuckler is a 65% increase, which is the highest you're going to get on the shotgun, but once again, it's not so good for boss damage, mostly only ad clear, and it lasts for 4.5 seconds, so for ad clear it works pretty well. One other advantage that these high impact shotguns have over the 140s is its aggressive frame, where after getting a kill, it increases the rate of fire of the weapon for a few seconds. So let's look at that increase of rate of fire and see what it is. So before, it takes 0.9 seconds to shoot a full shot with the shotgun. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a kill and proc the perk and see how long it takes now. And now it takes 0.683 seconds, which is roughly a 25% increase, which is once again pretty good for ad clear. So there was a lot of things we just broke down in a very short period of time. One of the main takeaways I want you guys to get out of this video is that these melee based perks on shotguns 1-2 punch and trench bro work a lot better on high impacts compared to high rate of fires, and that's for a pretty simple reason. For example, on EP shotgun with trench barrel, so let's say it takes 1 second to proc a full melee, then also 1 full second to shoot 3 shots. Now those numbers aren't exact, but I'm just rounding out the numbers a bit to make it easier. So when you proc trench barrel on EP shotgun, you're pretty much giving up 3 shots worth of time, but gaining 50% on your next 3 shots, so you're losing 3 total shots worth of damage, but gaining 1.5 total shots of damage due to the 50% over the next 3 shots. So in terms of damage per second, that's a net loss of 1.5 shots per second, in a way. And that's why you see that decrease in DPS proc and trench barrel on 140 RPM shotguns. Then on the other hand, on 55 RPM shotguns, let's say it still takes that 1 second to proc a melee, but also now it takes 1 second to shoot a shotgun shot. So in that time you take to proc trench barrel, you'll lose 1 shotgun shot worth of time, but you gain 50% damage over the next 3, which means a total increase of 1.5 shots worth of damage. So now this time that's a net positive of 0.5 shots worth of damage per second. And that's why trench barrel actually increases the DPS on 55 RPMs, but lowers it on 140. And the same concept can be applied to 1-2 punch. And that's why 1-2 punch increases the DPS on Last Man Standing, while if they put out 1-2 punch on a 140, it would probably lower the DPS. That's not in the game, but just looking at the math, it would lower the DPS. And that's why I didn't put the new Ray shotgun in this video, which is a 80/90 RPM shotgun, depending on if you have assault mag or not. And you can get 1-2 punch on that shotgun, but it'll suffer the same issues that trench barrel has on things like EP shotgun. It will increase the total damage output, yet decrease the damage per second. So overall, that's why these melee perks are so good on those type of shotguns and why they're actually really solid right now. You can't go wrong with 1-2 punch on Last Man Standing or trench barrel on this new Imperial Decree. Both perks increase the damage output by well over 50%, then they also increase the damage per second at the same time. So there is no con to using those perks, compared to trench barrel or surrounded on a 140 where, you know, they might increase the total damage output or, you know, the total DPS in certain situations, but not across the board. So if you're looking for a shotgun for pure damage, use Last Man Standing with 1-2 punch. It's going to have the highest damage output and at the same time a decent damage per second. If you're looking for pure ad clear, probably use Threat Level with Surrounded, or even one of the high impact shotguns with Swashbuckler. But if you're looking for something that's good in almost every situation, it's good for ad clear, good for single target damage, use Trench Barrel on the Imperial Decree. It's one of the most solid all-around shotguns I've used in a long time. Since Trench Barrel does not decrease range anymore, it works really well for ad clear. As you see in this track gameplay, I just proc a melee and I can take out like 3 majors pretty easily. So Trench Barrel is actually really good for ad clear once again. Then also it's good for single target damage. So overall, I'd probably say Imperial Decree with Trench Barrel is one of the best all-around legendary shotguns in the game currently. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. There was a lot of information in this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything I said, if anything doesn't make sense. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.